That's what she said. Or he said.
Michael Scott would make you laugh and make you feel uncomfortable and make you feel sorry for him all at the same time. It was this really weird range of emotions. But he was always kind of known for this one famous line, and I really have no idea what this line means. And I can pretty much tell you that never ever would we use this line here in such a professional space as fitness lying down. But what Michael would say is, that's what
she said. Specific adaptation to impose demands. Or he said.
And here's where we can really set ourselves apart when it comes to training. So this is kind of, I think, where that functional aspect of training belongs. Because here's the deal. You ask your body to do something, it's going to specifically adapt to that imposed demand, right? So if you're doing an exercise and it starts feeling easy, well, in most traditional gym settings, what do? We increase the weight, because if 20 pounds feels easy, then let's move it up to 25. And then your brain, your whole body, has to adapt specifically to that increased demand, that imposed demand. But if all we're doing is just going up the levels of weight change, what kind of demands are those? And does that have any carryover to the real world?
That's what she said.
What is the maximum amount of weight that you would lift one time during the day? I'm pretty sure it's not going to be hundreds of pounds. But here's what's going to happen now. It's not so much the weight that you're lifting, but the manner that you're being loaded. So as I maybe have to step to the side to lift something up, maybe as I have to pivot and rotate to reach for the top shelf, all these things now kind of add up. And if all I've been doing in the gym to train for these events is to just merely add 5 more pounds to make it more difficult, I am doing myself a disservice, a great disservice. I'm going to shine a little bit light on how we see this at Fitness Lying Down. So let's say I'm doing an exercise and I'm standing with both feet flat on the ground. I'm very stable. It's a very stable body posture, and I'm using both hands. Maybe let's say I'm doing an ultimate sandbag overhead press. So I've got both hands, both feet, very stable, and I'm making that work. But all of a sudden, guess what happens? It's getting easier, they say. So they'll say, maybe I should go to a heavier sandbag. Well, it's not even that. What we should do is we should change your body position. So all of a sudden we go from both feet on the ground and we bring it down to both knees now on the ground. So we have decreased your level of stability. It has to adapt through core stability. It has to increase that stability. It has to increase that timing sequence so that we can make that same overhead press, which was easy with both feet on the ground. Now we have to make it easy with both knees on the ground. So we've increased that demand. And now you're doing your overhead press, both knees on the floor. You're starting to yawn. It's getting kind of easy. What do we do next? Should we add more weight? No. Let's go to a half kneeling position now. So one knee on the ground, one foot on the floor. Now you can just imagine how much less your body's going to be stable. It's going to be tempted to twist and turn, to move side to side. And we haven't even increased the weight of the sandbag. That's the amazing part. But the perceived load now has increased because of these demands on your body. And we're just, like anybody that should be doing this, we're ironing out those wrinkles in your movement pattern. We're eliminating those energy leaks. So that when you are in the real world, you're doing things and you're doing them with precision and accuracy because this is actually how you've been training. Because you've been following the that's what she or he said, specific adaptations to impose demands.
That's what she said.
And we're talking about body position, but we can do holding position as well. As I'm doing that overhead press, I can move from both hands underneath the bag. I can go to an offset grip. I can now start changing implements. I can go from sandbags to kettlebells. I can go from kettlebells to bands. I can go from bands to lever bells. Now there's also 3 planes of motion that we could be working in. I could be working in my sagittal plane, very, very stable. It's a good plane to start in. It's where you learn in a very safe environment. But it just doesn't end there. I can start moving in a frontal plane. I can be doing side to side. I can be going into my transverse plane, which now means I'm going to be rotating, or even better yet, a lot of times anti-rotating. So we shouldn't just settle with, let's make the weight heavier. Let's go faster, let's go slower. These are all variables, but they're the easiest ones to pick at. What we need to do is we need to challenge ourselves. We need to lift up our training to another level. And we need to be adding some of those imposed demands so your body can specifically adapt to it, so that it is ready to adapt to those weird, almost uncertain, unknown demands out in the real world.
That's what she said.